behind the cage. Dash to his right and wraps it around to the goal. Lobo, O'Reilly, over the top. Roy ready. Shot and score. Gets around Wheat. Off the bounce. Shot and a score. Wow. Levine with some speed. Levine fakes a pass. Levine all the way is going to fire and score. Up top, Druin. He wants a shot, and he's got it. Wow. Meanwhile, Arbusto. One-handed shot is up and in. With an extra man. Bouvier sniping top corner. Sophomore goes back to it. Enzo turns and scores. Now inside of 4 minutes. Who's the man? Spellman's the man. That's who. Clark on the run. Shot and score. Meanwhile, Durkin to the cage. Shot and score. Chase. Extra feed. Shot and score. Game over. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Nashua. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you, getting set for this quarterfinal matchup between the Bedford Bulldogs and the defending champion, Bishop Guertin Cardinals. A gorgeous afternoon here, temperatures in the mid-70s. Fans for both schools starting to file into Stello Stadium here. A trip to the semifinals on the line, as the Bulldogs look to play spoiler, the Cardinals on a bigger mission, trying to win back-to-back Division I state championships under head coach Chris Cameron. These two teams met back in early May, just about a month ago. That game was a 5-5 tie at halftime before Bishop Guertin was able to pull away in the second half on their way to a 15-7 win back on May the 9th. But Coach Joe Hansmeyer, he's got his Bulldogs playing well. They've won 2 of their last 3. And we'll look to do the unthinkable tonight. Hand the Cardinals their first in-state loss of the season if they can pull the upset.
Yeah, and I was at that game over at Bedford High School, and I was mildly shocked, to say the least. Bedford went into zone for the entire first half. I think that was just a different look that the BG Cardinals hadn't seen perhaps in a while. We didn't see a lot of their out-of-state games other than the ones that we broadcast, but they played mistake-free lacrosse. Other than that, I've followed Bedford, being a Bedford alum, if you will, from the coaching side at least, and having 2 sons play there. They played very up and down all season long. 8-8 record is proof of that. Sometimes they played mistake-free, like I just said, and other times they were just simply uninspired. And that was a big surprise for me. But they've got talent. The strength of the Bulldogs is certainly on their defensive side, led by Matt Desmond, their goaltender, who is excellent in the goal. And the Henrishon brothers, you got Parker, who's a senior. He'll be moving on. And then Sheridan Kerr and Joey Michael, the stud football player, the quarterback of the team, that is a really good defensive midfielder. The Cardinals, we've said everything there is to say about them. Their 2 losses were from out of state. One was Staples down in Connecticut. The other one was Acton Boxborough. And they ran the table in NHIAA contests and won 4 out of their 2 out of state games. So what more can you say?
Well, they've been really the standard in Division I since the arrival of head coach Chris Cameron back in 2004, 2005, and 10 state championships in that time period, looking for a second straight. And they're coming out of the locker room as we speak. We know about the personnel, right? There's a lot of seniors, a lot of underclassmen, obviously, who have played well this season, and they've had an undeniable advantage at the face-off X with senior J.J. Murphy on his way to continue his career at Bryant next year at the NCAA level. He has been outstanding, really, since he captured the job way back as a freshman, and he'll look to get BG the ball more often than not this afternoon.
It's funny you're using that as the start-off topic for the Cardinals, because pregame I went down and I did talk to Coach Cameron, and one of the first things he said to me, because he was watching our broadcast earlier today, he said, "Did Cole Frank really go 22-0, and I said, yeah, he ran the table, and I would not hesitate 1 second to think that he did not say that to J.J. Murphy. Especially if he heard my comment about I don't know if J.J. actually ran the table at all in any of the games that they had this year. He may have, but I do know that J.J. was 90% plus on average.
Yeah, which is ridiculous,
as
we know. And those two guys are friends, from what I understand, off the field.
Yeah.
They practice together and square off on the side, and well, it's kind of its own fraternity, so to speak, with those guys at the head. So there's Murphy right now. JJ coming over to the side and getting ready to join his teammates on the home sideline. Yeah,
and interesting little tidbit and wrinkle with JJ is that he's going to Bryant, and Coach Mike Pressler announced his retirement yesterday, I believe, either yesterday or the day before from Bryant. Long-standing coach there, and beforehand at Duke. I'm sure he was the one that recruited JJ, and JJ's going to be showing up to a new head man down in Rhode Island when he commences next fall.
All right. Roger, let's get some keys here as we get closer to game time. What's it going to take for the Cardinals to keep the Bulldogs at bay, and vice versa? What does Bedford need to do to pull the upset?
Bedford needs to do everything they can at the face-off X to just keep JJ in check. In other words, don't let him just walk away with the ball.
Right.
Okay, they have got to tie him up as best they can, even if that means if Dalton, Roberto, or even the long pole. I think Sheridan had done some face-offs with them this year. Tie him up and give your wings a chance to at least scrap for the ground ball. They need to play mistake-free, and I mean no unforced errors. Hold on to that ball. Do kind of what South did in that earlier game, which was impressive to me in the first half. Don't make stupid mistakes. Don't force things. And keep the ball out of the Cardinals' stick.
All right. We'll take a break. Come back. Game time here in the Gate City. BG and Bedford. Quarterfinal action coming up here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.NHTomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
All right, we're ready to rumble here at Stello Stadium. Bedford and Bishop Guertin here in the quarterfinals of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I Tournament. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance. Earlier today, Pinkerton, in a show of strength, disposed of Nashua South on this field by a final score of 15-3. Pinkerton shut out the Purple Panthers in the second half and are back in Wednesday's semifinal. They await the winner here this afternoon between these two teams. That game will be played at Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter on Wednesday night. And a reminder, Coach Cameron, live in studio tomorrow, FNL Lacrosse, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. It's underway at 9 a.m. We'll have plenty of guests lined up between now and then. Roger will jump in and give us his thoughts then as well. But as we know, Roger, early is often a sign of what we expect to see, right? You want your team to come off the bus ready to go so they can hit the ground running once the first quarter does roll around.
Yeah, and both teams seem to be prepped up and hyped up. Bedford got here a little bit earlier than I thought they were going to be, and there were some BG players here early, but it's all about for Bedford. It's all about starting strong, like they did in that in-season game. So we'll see what they can do. It's getting hot. It's like we had talked about. There's very little breeze right now, so getting that fast start and not wearing themselves down is going to be key.
All right, BG, the 2 seed. In their home whites, a 16-2 regular season, unbeaten against in-state competition. They close out the regular season with 3 straight wins. Bedford 8-8, winners of 2 of their last 3. Bulldogs in the road blacks. They'll head left to right. BG, the home whites, right to left. J.J. Murphy, the Bryant-bound senior, able to win the opening face-off as expected, and here he comes. Right to left, down the middle, wants a shot, and he's got himself a goal. Murphy firing up the home sidelines, putting the home team on the board just 11 seconds in, 1-0.
Yeah, that is not the start that you want. And you know what? You have to expect that that's what they're going to do, that they're going to win the face-off like that, and they're going to come right at you. And I don't know what Matt Desmond was seeing there, but it looked to me like he had a clean shot.
Murphy 2 for 2. And now BG's attack coming on here for the first time is Alexander Dunsmore, one of the senior captain. Escorts it across midfield. Dunsmore, one of many NCAA commits on this team. He's going to stay right here in New Hampshire and play for St. Anselm next year. All right. Cardinals will get it into the stick of one of their leaders, the junior, Quentin Seipel. Here's a shot over the top, offered up by Tim Kiley, another junior, on his way already to play for Sacred Heart. Kept inbounds behind the cage. He'll swing it back far side for Seipel. Flips it for Bouvier, and he's got a shot and a score. Seipel just flipped it over the top of the defender. Bouvier with a catch and fire, and the Cardinals, just 1 minute in, are up 2-0.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing out there, but they're not seeing where the ball is coming from or going to. There's literally no pressure there on Bouvier at all.
Connor Bouvier, a Holy Cross commit, the junior. Meanwhile, Murphy 3 for 3, wants another goal, and he's off the
off the
crossbar. That one rattled all the way back to the top of the box. Hard for us to tell initially if it went in or not. Murphy a couple of inches too high as that one rattled off the crossbar. Ground ball goes to the Cardinals. BG goes behind the net. And a little personnel change here from the sideline as Coach Cameron going to shuffle the cards here. Siepel, spin move middle, leaves it for Kiley, trying to locate the ball, couldn't. Picked up off the turf by the Bulldogs, and a good stop there for the Bedford defense. Trying to clear it now is a whole nother challenge against this Cardinal ride. They do work the middle of the field and ultimately do get it over the 50. So we take a look now at the Bedford offense for the first time with 2 minutes gone by. And the Bulldogs trailing 2-0.
And this is what I like about what Bishop Guertin does during transition. They don't necessarily just vacate their offensive midfielders. They stay out there and they rag the ball down and make it very difficult for you to fast break on them. I.e., you can see Timmy Kiley out there right now playing Dalton Roberto, number 2 on 9. That's something I love to see in this game. I hate the specialized dragging down of personnel and specialized.
Meanwhile, shot on the run. Toscano, junior midfielder, member of the basketball team as well. Had himself an angle at least, but went wide. Junior goaltender Zach Connerty, one of the veterans for BG, watching that one go off to his left. Meanwhile, pressure coming here near midfield. And Toscano lost his footing. Lost the ball, pushed down by the Hofstra-bound Colin Rourke, the junior defenser. Kiley ultimately has the ground ball, and now the Cardinals in transition. Siepel, near side, shot off the crossbar. That one a laser by Brady Dumont, who had some room to step down and pull the trigger. The sophomore attack, second Cardinal to hit the crossbar here in the first 3+ minutes.
Yeah, that's something you won't normally see in a game where you have two evenly matched teams with the defensive pursuit you just saw by the Cardinals. I mean, that was pursuit out by the 50-yard line, and they finally got the turnover.
Siepel left the defender on the ground. Tried to hook up there with Caleb Young. The sophomore had some room in the middle there, but misfired. Stays with the Cardinals. BG threatening to make this 3-0 as we come up on 4 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. First 2 goals for the Cardinals came in the first 60 seconds. Pass for Siepel. He's met by the defender. Dalton Roberto put a little bit of a hit on him. Cardinals forced to reset here along the near wing.
Good save by Matt Desmond there.
Downhill, Young, split dodge, shot, and score. It's a bouncer. Ends up over the left shoulder of Matt Desmond, and the Cardinals extend the lead to 3-0.
Well, you've heard me say it before. I love the bounce shots, and this is a great dodge. Goes to his left hand, gets met by a stand-up defender there. Puts a little obstruction in his way, but with the bounce shot, Desmond can't pick it up.
So 3-0 Cardinals. BG hot early. Murphy is 3 for 3 at the X, trying to go 4 for 4, and here he comes. Senior right to left down the middle, wants a second goal, and guess what? He's got it. Well, the seas kind of parted there again for Murphy, just kept going. Places it low, beats Desmond, 4-0 Cardinals, and a timeout is called by Coach Johansmeyer.
That's all you can do. Call a timeout here and get these guys calmed down. I think that's the second or third goal we've seen this season within 6 seconds. I think we saw
one earlier today.
Today we did too.
Yeah, a couple of man-up goals provided by Pinkerton, 6 seconds apart. And now the latest 2 from BG, 6 seconds apart. Murphy has 2 goals. He's perfect at the X. Connor Bouvier and Caleb Young have scored 1 goal apiece. So there we are, 4-0 with just over 4 minutes gone by here. And as you said, a good timeout by Coach Johansmeyer trying to calm his guys down. Meanwhile, this crowd continuing to build. Bedford, located not too far down Route 3. They Took the 20, maybe 25-minute, half-hour at most drive here to Stello Stadium. And as we know, the Cardinals' nest, so to speak, is always ready to see a game here. The BG student section is off to our right. The parents done a good job decorating the stands.
As always.
As always. So it's a pretty good, 50-50, maybe 60-40 split here in the Gate City. And again, a gorgeous afternoon on the first Saturday in June.
I'm an English guy, not a math guy, but I'll go with that. 60-40 sounds about right.
Yeah. All right. Bedford out of the timeout. Coach Johansmeyer kind of roaming the visitors' sidelines here, hoping his team can come up with an answer. But it's not going to be easy against Murphy, who is still perfect at the X. Murphy's still got the ball, by the way. Far side finally gets rid of it. What was said there in the Bedford timeout? Any changes, or is it too early here in the first quarter?
Well, I mean, they started off in man, which they did not do during the season against BG. So that was a little bit of a surprise. Not that BG wouldn't have corrected for that, but no, I think it's just one of those things that you just got to say, hey, let's calm down and
stop there by Desmond.
And just, play some ball here, guys.
Henry Shaw able to get to the ground ball, and now we have a timeout, or a whistle, rather. Comes from the far side, official Kerry Witten.
Cross-check.
It's against Bedford.
Yeah.
First penalty either way. Bulldogs, Brendan Thornton, guilty. Junior drops to his left knee and has a word with his teammate there on the sideline. So Thornton in the box with 5 minutes gone by, first quarter, and another golden opportunity here for the Cardinals to extend the lead. Dumont up top, Bouvier going to swing it. Seipel near side. One more pass. Good close out. Back up top. Seipel pulls the trigger. Desmond able to net it. Good stop by the senior goaltender. Made the save around the ankle. Bulldogs now shorthanded, trying to clear from deep in their own end. They go to their all-world athlete. That's Joe Michael, quarterback in the football field. Back during the fall season. He's going to play at the NCAA level.
This is a mistake.
Well.
You need to keep going. Just need to keep going, Joe.
All right, he's got the defender on his back. Never thought about going to the net. Now in some trouble. A double team is going to force the ball loose. 3 Cardinals in the area, including Rourke. Rourke trying to fight off Michael in front of the home sideline, and now Rourke gets the step. Had it briefly at the 50, coughed it up. Bedford the other way. Up ahead. Give and go.
Nice.
Shot.
Ooh.
Connerty got to stop.
He did.
That was Derek Kaluza. Sophomore there, pulled the trigger, but a good pole-to-pole save for Connerty, his first stop this afternoon.
Good opportunity for the Bulldogs. They just didn't finish.
In the end, Dunsmore able to clear.
That last clear by Michael, this is what I'm talking about. BG does not vacate the field on transition. They keep guys out there. And if you take your midfielders off, they will always have numbers against you. And if you don't keep the ball in motion or move your body, they will collapse on you. And that's exactly what happened there. It happens every game, and I don't know why these teams that play BG don't realize that.
Wow. Tim Kiley. The junior able to shift directions and then pluck a corner. 5-0 Cardinals. That's an even strength goal now as we come upon the 5-minute mark first quarter, but just a little shifty move there for Kiley, who's part of a lacrosse family, as we know, and is going to continue to play at the NCAA level in a couple of years at Sacred Heart. Meanwhile, this one gets away from Murphy, but he's got help on the wing. Once again, Rourke, the long pole with another ground ball. He's going to take the clear. He's going to come. He's thinking about a shot. He's going to fire wide.
And no rotation out of the Bedford defense there to pick him up. They all stood there on their attackman and let him stroll into the 10-yard line. Or 10 yards out, that is.
Similar to what happened on the 2 Murphy goals?
Yeah, pretty much. Very little rotation.
You know, this one tipped out of bounds. We'll stay with BG. Cardinals 16-2 in the regular season. Nobody beat them within the borders of the Shire, we'll say. The 2 out-of-state losses came against New England opponents.
Oh, wow.
Acton, Boxborough, and Staples. Here's a shot and a score on kind of a jump shot. Jacob Guertin, the junior. I think that's the first time he pulled the trigger. It's a good time. As good a time as any with 4.5 to go here, first quarter. Cardinals now with a 6-0 lead as they go inside. We get another look at that over the top of the defender.
Yeah, Connor Hughes just saw him in motion coming around goal line extended in the defender, and that was an easy play.
So Guerin's first. Seipel. He'll back off here. Coming on slowly is Kevin Broderick, the sophomore. He's going to take a pass and give it right back out to Bouvier. Bouvier, who, as we know, is a twin. His sister, one of the best players, perhaps the best player in the state, Riley Bouvier. Her team is in action in the semifinals for BG. Here's Kylie, top of the box. That one well outside, takes a bounce. It's backed up behind the cage. Michael Matuszewski is on. Broderick over to Kylie. Know about the depth of the midfield. Coach Cameron already starting to get some of those reserves into this first quarter flow. Here's a fake shot. Bouvier stepped in. I think a Bedford defender may have gotten a piece there.
They did, yeah.
Shot flied lazily out of bounds, and now Matuszewski ready for the restart. 6-0 Cardinals coming up on 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Bulldogs hoping for a stop. Coach Johansmeyer trying to coach up the defense. Seipel comes near side. Bulldogs switch. They go back up top. Broderick's step down shot is stopped up high by Desmond.
Well, they went into zone there, Nick, and they're starting to get some stops here. Not a good play there, though.
No, the outlet gets away and out of bounds on the far side. Skirts away from Henry Shaw on the long pole.
And a quick start, and
quick
they're not
restart.
ready.
DuPont out in front. Matuszewski is rejected. Desmond with a stone-cold save at the doorstep. And now a foot race after a long shot is going to result in...
What's the call, sir?
No hand signal yet. I think they're going to give it to Bedford. Good effort by the Bulldogs is indeed. Bulldogs get the possession. That was Kerr, the defender, by the way, in the corner, who was able to hold off the Cardinals there. Here's a good clear on the far side. This is Michael. Michael, push from behind.
There we go. He must have heard me. Take it down the field. Don't let them bog you down.
Bedford going to take a breath here as we tick down towards 2 minutes first quarter.
You can see the difference right here, Nick. Now you can make your transitions and your changes and still possess the ball and not risk losing it in the midfield and between the boxes. Now cough it up.
This is Toscano. Met.
Good take.
Shot upstairs. That's the defender there, Zach Kukalakis, senior. He's also got a sister on the Cardinals girls team. Inside of 2 minutes. Again, Bedford trying to crack the ice here. They've been on the defensive end of the field more often than not in this first quarter, hoping to capitalize on this offensive trip.
Good check.
Got hit from behind and lost it. That's Zach Griffin, the junior, trying to recover, but too late. BG's got it. Or maybe I'm too early. Alex Dumont, the long stick, in some trouble, and you could hear Coach Cameron calling for time. BG's going to take their first here with 1.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. It'll be Cardinal possession here. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry, whether you need home, auto, or business insurance. Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. Also by New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast, Visit NHIPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks Showcase and Development for College Lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. By the Dead River Company, a full-service heating provider committed to keeping New Hampshire warm with propane and heating oil. Learn more at deadriver.com. And finally, by the Bean Group and Roger Howe Real Estate, your local professional for all types of real estate, residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties. Call 603-247-1583. Nick and Astis with Roger Howe here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance. And, well, BG off to a dream start. 6-0. They scored early. They've scored often. They're unbeaten so far at the face-off X. And early on, they've really got a lot of pressure on Bedford to score here. Coming out of the timeout, Bulldogs again going to have to play defense and face the possibility of being shut out here in this first quarter. Dunsmore going to clear it himself, zigzags across midfield. And now Seipel ready to take over from there. They're going to get out and try to force him left, it looks like. Seipel says okay. He's going to come right down the middle. He's going to fire, and he's going to score. Well, again, the slide never occurs.
Never.
And Seipel takes advantage. 7-0 Cardinals.
The Bulldogs look tight. They look timid. And they look a little scared of leaving their man down on the defensive side of the field. That is just not characteristic of them. And I don't know what you do about that. I really don't. He just strolled right in at will.
Seipel makes it 7-0. Meanwhile, Murphy, another face-off win as he takes it himself. Going to stay on for a moment and trot to a stop on that far wing. Murphy really underlining why he's considered the best face-off man in the state. His counterpart over at Pinkerton went 22 for 22 this morning in a win over Nashua South. And well, I'm sure that's on the top of JJ's mind here as he's 8 for 8 so far.
It wasn't even close. I mean, I don't think Nashua South even, maybe for one or two scrums, even, contested for a face-off win.
Part of a 15-3 win for the Astros. Pinkerton meets the winner of this contest in Wednesday's semifinal in Exeter. Down to 10 seconds. Coach Cameron would love another shot here. Seipel over the top. Kiley. Too high. Good closeout and challenge, I think, by Desmond to perhaps force the miss with 3.5 seconds. Now a whistle. It's like an extra ball somehow wound up on the field. Official going to push back Karen on the restart. And
reset the clock.
Yeah, they're going to put 3.4 seconds back on. So 3.4 remaining.
Ooh, batted down.
Yeah, Karen trying to find somebody, and that'll do it. BG getting the start they were hoping for. The defending champions looking like it, at least through 12 minutes. 7-0 is our score here in Nashua. We'll take a pause, come right back. Second quarter on the other side. Bedford looking for a response. You're watching the quarterfinals of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, 7-0 is the BG lead over Bedford as we begin this second quarter. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. It's the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I Tournament, quarterfinal action. Winner gets Pinkerton on Wednesday in the semifinals. Astros 15-3 winners over Nashua South on this field earlier this morning. BG getting contributions up and down the roster, including from senior J.J. Murphy, who was a perfect 8 for 8 at the face-off X and also scored 2 goals for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's been the story all season long. I don't know what you do on the Bedford side right now. You just got to try and keep your guys up, what we call fill the tank. You can only, yell and scream and be negative for mistakes made and things not performed. But man, you gotta do something at this point to keep the energy up because man, you got 3 more quarters out of you.
All right, team switch ends. Murphy trying to stay unbeaten. No problem on the wing on the face-off. This is Dunsmore. Dunsmore, full speed. Finally cut off and forced to give it up behind the cage. Dumont swings it near side. Seipel closed on quickly. Pushed out. Now Bouvier wants to come downhill. The junior shakes, draws the slide. Michael took a hack at him. They swing it behind cage. Swung near side now and on the wing. Seipel ready to go. Oh, good move by the junior. Goes right to the cage and scores. Paid the price. Knocked down after the shot. But he's okay with that. The junior headed to Brown. Makes it 8-0 BG.
I got to tell you, I mean, Joey Michael he got a hack there, but that's not how you play defense on dodges. You got to ride the hips. You got to push equal pressure. And then if you get a chance to hack when you're, stride for stride against the midfielder driving the alley, then you might take a hack at it. But the minute you start hacking first, this is where this team, any good midfielder is going to get a step on you, and that's what happened there. Then they get Seipel wide open. Not the way to play defense.
Murphy, 10 for 10 at the X. Pass, though, dropped near side by Dumont. Good defense by Kerr. Pushes it out of bounds. Kerr, the long pole, the last to touch. Senior matched up with Dumont, and well, now Bouvier going to take over and jog here along the near side. Cardinals 16-2 during the regular season. Went unbeaten last year. On their way to another Division I championship, the 10th under head coach Chris Cameron. Looking for number 11 for the old coach. Oh. Meanwhile, Bouvier, again, not a clean release. Good defensive pressure. Now Henry Sean, the long pole. Goes back to his goaltender, Desmond.
Like what BG was doing there, they were in a circle offense, and they were just waiting for the seam to open up. Bouvier, who would normally probably take a step down and blast it there, he was looking for the far side skip, and it just blooped out of his stick.
Meanwhile, timeout. It'll come with a minute and a half gone by in this second quarter. Heard Coach Cameron call for his first a moment ago, late in that first quarter. So it's the second stoppage here in this first half. Is Coach in the middle there? Again, the coach going to join us in studio tomorrow. Coach Cameron, after a lengthy absence, back in the saddle. It's FNL Lacrosse, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We're live from the Bedford studios, the Beals Insurance Studios in Bedford. And we'll recap all of today's action. Busy day statewide, boys and girls, as we know. A lot of games, a lot of scores to go over, Roger.
Yeah, scores coming in, too.
You'll be jumping in with us tomorrow at some point. So the fun begins at 9 a.m., plus, of course, the exclusive interviews with players and coaches comes your way. Again, only on our YouTube home, FNL NH Media.
Well, some of us are just working on our tans here today.
I don't know if it's us. We're up here in the booth. We got a little bit of shade.
Well, look across the way.
I think you and I made a mistake going with the long-sleeved approach this morning. It's heated up to, mid-70s now, 75 or so, and the sun is out and baking, I'm sure. Both teams down there on the turf field.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the Bulldogs being in black.
Yeah.
Because I know those uniforms are boiling.
Well, only one option, right, for the road team. You got to wear a dark color. Would you rather see red, maybe?
No.
Might be a little easier, no?
No. Coach Gerard out there, he'll remember the days when the former AD, we wanted to go gray. We wanted to go a nice light gray and red trim and some black, and that got shot down. So
too close to white, I guess, right?
Well, it might have been a money thing. Who knows?
Meanwhile,
I thought they looked sick.
The Cardinal defense forces another turnover. A big hit at one end of the field results in another clear for the home team. And then with 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter, again the Cardinal attack, trying to set something up here. Bouvier downhill.
There it
Across
is.
the zone, catch and fire, too high for Karen. Cardinals scored 7 in the first quarter. Face-off man J.J. Murphy scored just 11 seconds into the game to make it 1-0. Connor Bouvier made it 2-0 with a minute gone by. Caleb Young, 3 minutes later, made it 3-0. And then Murphy's second goal comes directly again off the face-off just 6 seconds later. It was 4-0 Cardinals 4 minutes into the game, and Bedford had to use a timeout. Meanwhile, we have a penalty here.
Yeah, legal body check. He hit him when he was on the ground. That was the problem. The first bump was fine. Second bump, not so good.
Coach Cameron upset. So Michael in the penalty box. Second Bulldog penalty. I believe Bedford was able to kill off the first EMO, just barely.
Yeah, by about 4 seconds, I think.
Tim Kiley's goal came just after the Cardinals had gotten everybody back on the field. Meanwhile, Seipel is high and wide. It'll stay with BG. That made it 5-0 about midway through that first period, and then Jacob Karen, a little over a minute later, made it 6-0, and then with just outside of 1 minute to go in the frame, Quentin Seipel lit the lamp. This is Dumont from the near side. Kind of a tough angle, really low on that wing, but no problem. Able to snipe it upstairs, 9-0 BG.
Yeah, there's no stopping that freight train, I'll tell you that. That was well executed, not a lot of motion until the very end of that from the defense, and that came from Seipel.
So Dumont scores his first.
And that would be an EMO goal for them.
Yep. Murphy still unbeaten at the X. However, the pass goes astray here and now is up for grabs along that far sideline. Kukalakis able to come up with it. Trying to escape 3 different Bulldog defenders. Throws it over midfield to the long pole, Daniel Woodford. Senior getting some action here in the first half for Coach Cameron for the first time. Coming up on 4 minutes gone by, second quarter. Dumont trying to go back to work. Upstairs now as the Dogs retreat defensively. This is Connor Hughes with a touch. Back on with Young, who, as I mentioned, scored earlier. Hughes wants a move. Going to take on Michael. Stopped, lost the ball. Quickly, though, recovers and pulls it back out for Young. Well, Bedford staying in the man, it looks like, Roger, right?
Yes, they are.
Saw a little bit of zone sprinkled in at one point in that first quarter. Young fired one up at the cage. Not sure if Desmond got a leg on that or not. I think it was just a wide shot.
At times, it looks like they don't even know what they're in. The way that they're, crisscrossing through. And
meanwhile, Hughes looks middle. Tough catch.
The ball chasing there.
They're going to swing it quickly. Seipel thought about it. Back to Dumont. Wide open.
Oh, my God.
Going to snipe the top left corner and make it 10-0 BG.
That was insane.
You like the placement on that shot?
I loved it. I loved it. Brady Dumont has got something going there. He's been like that the last 2 years.
Now, would that be considered sniping the corner?
Oh, plucking chickens, as they used to say.
Dumont now back-to-back goals to make it 10-zip. Murphy stays dominant, looks for a third here in this first half, but the bouncer too high. 5 minutes gone, second quarter.
Now look at this. Mismatch again. Murphy doubles up and cuts back, and now Bedford's playing catch-up on defense.
A hit on the catch. Long pole in the middle is Alexander Dumont. They go near side to Brady, who's got it locked again.
Natural hat.
Same spot. And now 3 straight for Brady Dumont, the sophomore attackman, showing off the sniping skills as we approach the midway point of this second quarter. And already BG is threatening to make this a running clock at 11-0.
Yeah, this is not good. Running out of things to say.
Well, you can let the action speak for itself.
Yeah.
Beautiful camera work down there. We got 2 guys working the action. Matt Beals and Craig Incardone. Of course, John Barron is up here providing the aerial view. So we've got 3 cameramen working hard for this broadcast, and we've gotten treated to some gorgeous views of those gorgeous shots. Meanwhile, a flag flies here at midfield.
Yeah, it's going to be a push, but I disagree with it. He did not have possession when the push occurred. Should have just been a play on because BG had it, but they're going to give Roberto. They're going to give him they're going to give him a hold. I didn't see the hold, but certainly saw the push.
Coach Johansmeyer, hands on hips, looking for an explanation. So the hold against Brian Riccio. Right? Is that Riccio down there? 18, I think, in the box?
Well, 15's in the box.
It was
but
15, sorry.
Yeah, no, I thought the infraction was on 9.
15 is Luke Purnell.
Luke's an attackman.
He's the freshman. He's right behind Coach Johansmeyer. Meanwhile, another offering from Dumont from that same spot here.
Yeah, because it's a 30-second. Well, what they've done is they've got a defensive player out in the attack side for Bedford, and they'll put Purnell back on at the end of the 30 seconds, and he'll pop over, which you can see him on the far side of the field. I think that's Luke Sy. Or no, it is Riccio on the far side.
Third penalty against Bedford in this first half. We're midway through the second quarter. BG, an errant pass, gives it back to the Bulldogs, and now Michael trying to show off the athleticism here on a one-man clear here. Second defender comes over, tries to avoid the double team along the sidelines, and somehow escapes.
Now go.
A good split dodge, met by Rourke. Rourke trying to body him up physically. Rourke takes him down to the ground. The ball is loose. The ball is in the air, and it's scooped up by BG, at least for the moment. Another hit, and now another scrum. 6, 7 different bodies in the pile, including Bedford's Michael. In the end, it's BG's Tim Kiley, the shortest player on the field, who comes up with it. Good hustle. Meanwhile, Bedford's defense trying to recover. BG going to pull it back out here as we approach 5 minutes to go until halftime. Shot on the run. Again, that's Alex Dumont, the long pole. Batted aside by Desmond. Foot race is won by Bouvier. And the ball will stay down at this end with the Cardinals.
And now the long poles want a piece.
That's the second shot for Alex Dumont. He's got to catch his brother, right? He's
good luck.
He's got some work to do as Brady's got 3 goals all in this second quarter. 11-0 BG. It was 7-zip after 1. Defending champs looking like it here. Downhill, Young. Up top, Seipel. Good dodge. And then ran out of room, it looked like, on the shot. Easy stop for Desmond. Senior going to go long on the outlet. He's got Kerr in the middle. Kerr, the long pole. Cardinals trying to recover in transition defensively and do a good job.
Yeah, in no time, they had 6 bodies in. And Coach Johansmeyer did the right thing, called a yellow, but now That'll fizzle out here unless they can get it.
Cardinals really coming out and challenging on the perimeter.
That's been the game plan from the first faceoff.
Inside of 4 minutes, second quarter. Bulldogs trying to get on the board here.
Get a shot off. There we go.
There it is, and it's in the net.
Good. Luke Purnell.
Working hard, the freshman. Really took a pounding there as he tried to set himself up for that right-handed blast. He's got Bedford on the board here with just inside of 4 minutes to go until the break.
Yeah, took a pounding, fell, got back up, and got into that 5-yard space and made a good turn there. And again, as I said in that first game, a very strategic, smart goal scorer's shot. Went weak side on Connerty.
Murphy, another face-off win for BG. It's been perfect in the first half. He stays on the field. He's also scored twice. Cardinals rapidly advance the ball around the perimeter, and now we're going to pull it back out. Murphy looking over at Coach Cameron.
However,
Coach finally pulls the senior to the sideline.
However, JJ, his streak was interrupted there because Zeman got the face-off on the prior one.
Did he?
Yeah, number 46 was out there. I didn't have a chance to mention that, but yes, even though he won the face-off.
Noah Zeman, the junior.
Yeah.
So that means Murphy's 14 for 14. Kiley steps in and goes 5-hole. Boy, he can change direction. Good little shoulder fake, little sidestep. Does what he needs to do to get open and free himself up for the shot. He's got now 2 goals in this first half, and BG makes it 12-1.
Yeah, and Matt Desmond's got a right to be a little bit irked here because Kiley shook off one defender and Josh Beaton came up quickly, but not enough to make up for the difference in the distance Timmy Kiley had given himself, and he was just a sitting duck at that point.
12-1 as the Cardinals match their largest lead. Murphy is back to work. Got another face-off win now, 15-15. Inside of 3 minutes until halftime. Coming up at halftime, full recap of the first half, stats, highlights, analysis, plus we'll revisit Pinkerton's victory from earlier today over Nashua South. A look at the out-of-town scoreboard as some of those scores really start coming in hot and heavy.
Yeah, and
we're looking forward to that at
too.
halftime, yeah. Looking forward to getting everybody updated. So that's coming up at halftime. Meanwhile, pass in the middle, knocked down. It's loose at the top of the box, and now players on both teams again in the scrum. Bedford's Josh Beaton, the senior, able to track it down in the end, and now the Bulldogs come right to left. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, second quarter. Bedford would love to get another one before halftime just to get some confidence instilled, right?
Yeah, not going to happen here.
Nope, broken up in the middle, and now a whistle. And this one turned over to BG.
Yeah, they should have really kind of held on until they had a full offensive crew out there that was set. You need a feel-good moment here in the last couple of minutes.
Meanwhile, this pass out of the head of the stick of Seapole almost went by Desmond and into the Bedford goal, but it ends up wide in the end, and the Bulldogs get to it. Kerr ready for the restart on the near side. The long pole is going to take off.
Oh, what are you
Hit
doing?
from behind by Seapole, and that one springs loose. Up for grabs now along the near side wing, and BG comes the other way. Alex Dumont gets to it. Comes back middle. Kiley in the hunt. Cardinals trying to find space here in transition, and now pump the brakes here near side with the ball in possession of Dumont. Looks back door to his brother. Alex throws it back up top, and now Bouvier looking to come downhill. Minute 15 to go. The junior to his left drew half a slide and then circles back out. Looks over at the home sideline. Coach Cameron looks like giving him the play now. Kevin Broderick will take over. Bouvier trying to come back middle. Wants a one-on-one with the long pole. Draws the slide. Picked up well off the switch. Being hacked at over there by Kevin Sheridan, the sophomore defender.
Ooh.
Sheridan put a pretty good lick on him. Somehow escaping, though, is Karen, and now a timeout is going to be called. That's Coach Cameron's second and final timeout. And it comes with just 44 seconds to go in this first half. A situational timeout here. I know his man was perhaps in trouble over there. But either way, an opportunity for Coach Cameron to draw something up here, right, with 44 seconds.
I think it has something to do with that. I would say a third at this point. That's 1/3 of it. The other third is he didn't want to lose possession. And the other third, the final third, is play for last shot. Don't give Bedford even a glimpse of hope at this point to even get a transition goal and leave this half of play with any type of positive sense of accomplishment coming out of the second quarter.
That's about as ruthless of an approach as you can verbalize, right?
Yeah,
I guess that's the object of the game for sure. But it's been all BG is the really bottom line. 12-1 our score here. Cardinals threatening to make it 13-1 and perhaps find that magic playoff number of the 12-goal deficit, which can trigger the dreaded running clock. As we know, Bedford would like to avoid that, and the Bulldogs need a stop here over the final 44 seconds to keep it within 11.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe ruthless thing to say, but I know Coach Cameron thinks that way, and
that's how good coaches think.
Yeah, right? Any coach that's seen success from Belichick on down to high school level sports where winning is expected. You've got to think of any angle you can,
and they really do have a chance to deliver a demoralizing blow just before the halftime horn,
if it hasn't happened already.
Right. All right, Cardinals. They got Seipel in the middle here, off ball. He's going to trot out now to the top of the box. Broderick says come back out and gives it over to the junior. Seipel swings it near side for Dumont, down to 30 seconds. Coach Cameron watching intently. He'll cycle off ball. They go to Kiley, far wing, back near side for Seipel with 20 seconds. Trying to lure the defender out. That's Kerr.
Yeah, watch Karen here on the back side.
There's Dumont, near side wing. Back for Seipel, down to 10 seconds. Seipel behind the cage. Karen fans it near side. Bouvier fakes the shot, steps in. Desmond gets a piece. Good save for the Bedford senior, and that is going to do it for the first half. A dominating first 24 minutes for the home team. The defending state champion Bishop Guertin Cardinals leading Bedford big at halftime, 12-1. And the defending champs flexing their muscles really from the get-go. 7 first-quarter goals, 5 more in that second quarter, and they nearly shut Bedford out for that first half. The lone goal coming from freshman Luke Purnell around the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. About as dominating of a performance as you can expect if you're Coach Cameron.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a game that was as dominant from first face-off, first goal within seconds of the whistle to just now. And I don't know what you do if you're Bedford at this point. You've got to try and keep it positive, but could be a quick afternoon and a few goals, and it could be a long afternoon if they don't prevent BG from getting to that running clock time.
All right, take a break, come back, take a look back at that first half, stats, highlights, and analysis. A recap of Pinkerton and Nashua South, plus a tournament scoreboard, all on the way. 12-1 our halftime score. Bishop Guertin out in front. You are watching the quarterfinals of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471 888-848-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Well, we're back here for the second half of the quarterfinal game between Bishop Guertin Cardinals and the Bedford Bulldogs. Bedford seems to be out there doing another pregame warm-up here. Tough first half for the Bulldogs. 12-1 was the score at the end of that half. And we may see some changes here with Bishop Guertin. Looks like they're actually working with their backup goalie, Bill Murphy, number 19, taking some warm-up shots from just out of school at Rutgers semifinalist Brian Cameron, who was representative of New Hampshire, along with his brother Sean, who played in the Princeton game against Cornell in the semifinals for Division I. Quite an accomplishment for those two youngsters, and they represented the state very well. So, the Bulldogs, they got a big hill to climb here, and by getting out there and doing a little bit more pregame, trying to sharpen things up, they obviously didn't have the ball in their stick very often in that first half, and maybe this will hope to polish that up a bit as we begin to start the third quarter. Couple penalties in that first half against the Bulldogs as well. They gave up one extra man goal when Joey Michael was in the box, and the first of Brady Dumont's 3 goals occurred as a man-up goal for them. And he was on a tear. So natural hat trick for Brady Dumont. And then finally Luke Purnell came up with the Bedford Bulldogs' first goal shortly thereafter and put the Dogs on the board. And then Kylie finished it up in the second quarter with his second goal of the game. So we'll get back to action here. My partner is back in the booth.
I'm ready.
Yeah, he looked like an Olympic sprinter coming up those stairs of the stands.
Well,
he surprised me.
sometimes you got to turn it on, right?
Yeah.
All right, Bedford facing an uphill challenge here in the second half. Bishop Guertin hoping to get back to another semifinal and face Pinkerton Wednesday night. J.J. Murphy, officially what, Roger? 15 of 15.
and 0. And it wasn't even close.
2 goals as well in that first quarter, and here he goes to begin the third quarter. Hacked at from behind, lost it. Good defensive play. That's Roberto. Coming hard the other way. Roberto still with it. Wants his own shot. Bouncer. Not going to happen. Connerty, junior goaltender, ready there for BG, and now the Cardinals streak the other way.
Good take. Good way to start this quarter.
Yeah. Didn't see too many shots in transition from the Bulldogs in that first half.
0. And they were actually doing a little bit of a pregame warm-up with their 6-on-6 sets just to get things sharpened up because they didn't see the ball a lot.
Got some halftime scores, Roger.
You want to go?
If you're ready.
No, I'm ready. Yeah, we got a final out of Exeter, 15-4 over Concord. That's a big one. And in D2, that Clipper ship just keeps on floating, and going forward, they blow away Oyster River 14-1.
Portsmouth looking for back-to-back Division II titles. Got another one if you want. Timberlane pounding St. Thomas 11-2 at halftime.
Well, there goes my second sleeper in D1 or D2, huh? Wow. What was that final again?
It's only halftime. 11-2.
Oh, my goodness.
Timberlane looked good when we saw them in that first round victory back on Thursday over Hollis Brookline.
Wow, that's actually a surprise, Nick.
That's the 4-5 matchup, as we know.
Exactly. They were close on paper. They looked really strong against Wyndham. That's St. Thomas I'm talking about. And Timberlane, man, they're coming off that big 15-7 win. Yeah.
Over Hollis Brookline with a strong fourth quarter in that one. Shot from the wing. Score. Bouvier. The junior sniping again. As that one came from some distance away, it's now 13-1 BG. Bouvier scored.
Second goal.
Is that a second? Yep.
That's
his first came with a minute gone by in the game, way back early in the first quarter. So 13-1. Bouvier, the future Holy Cross Crusader, strikes first with 2 minutes gone by in this second half.
And they're going to pull Brady Dumont here, and they've put Zeman, Sebastian Zeman, number 10, back in on attack.
And at the X as well, Murphy on the sideline. Zeman loses the faceoff. So Bedford, that's the first faceoff win for the Bulldogs on the day. Roberto swings it over to Toscano, and now the junior is slowly examining his options here. I think Coach Johansmeyer going to shuffle the cards a bit as well as Zach Griffin comes on. They get it over to Griffin here near side, and he looks to work one-on-one and puts the move on Kukalakis. But a good recovery by the defender, forces him out, goal line extended, now swung behind the cage.
Yeah, we also had a change of goal for the Cardinals, Nick, while you were away. Murphy.
That's William Murphy, the sophomore, getting some action. Part of that deep goaltender core for Coach Cameron. He says he's got 4 goaltenders that could probably all start for him any other season he's coached.
I've heard him say that before.
Well,
back when Heitmiller played.
Right. He's had some excellent.
And Colin DeLay, way back in the day.
Goaltenders come through there, of course. But these guys are pretty good in their own right.
KC, I could name at least a half a dozen he's said that about.
Yeah. But in terms of having 4 of that caliber at the same time, I think was maybe his point in terms of the depth of the position.
No, I make it light because those guys have all been quality goalies, so they had to come from somewhere. If they were here for 4 years, they had to be 4 deep. So.
Right. Meanwhile, step down shot rejected. Roberto knocked off the spot by Alex Dunmore. The long pole gets a piece.
Bad pass. Ooh.
Teammate gets to the ground ball. That's Ryan Kelly. A good haul in by Young from behind, and now Young enters the box, far side. Nowhere to go for another new Cardinal. That's Sebastian Zeman, as you mentioned, is on. He's the senior. So, Coach, starting to go into the bench here a little bit with a running clock. Now 4 minutes gone by already in this third quarter. Downhill near side. Given a little bit of room. Going to circle back out. This is Hughes. And now Young wants the one-on-one. Or make it Hughes. Hughes back to the middle. Draws a slide. Pass. Hauled in by Micah Dunsmore. The sophomore had to pull it in from out in front. Swing it near side. Matuszewski, Hughes, giving room. Kerr, the Bulldog veteran, lets him operate a little bit. Now a slip move. Young, with an S dodge, went around 2 defenders and scores low. Beats Matthew low. Matt Desmond low and to the left. Young, his second score. Cardinals keep piling it on. 5 minutes into the second half, 14-1.
You know, if my coach saw a defense like this in high school where the bodies did not fly there would have been heck to pay. I'll keep it kind because he just strolls right through this defense, and there was no body contact, barely even a stick check coming out of the Bulldogs there.
Zeman again on the face-off for BG, going up against Bedford's Kevin Sheridan. Zeman coming on, shot, and score. Noah Zeman, the second face-off guy to score for BG. The junior looked pretty good coming down the middle there. 15-1 Cardinals now midway through third quarter.
Well, you know what? Good for him. Good for Noah. He's obviously, lived in JJ's shadow all season long. The Cardinals have had some big wins like this before during the season, and I'm sure he's gotten his takes. But to be able to score and in a big quarterfinal game in the playoffs, that's got to be a good one.
Yeah, and of course that's part of the Boomers Face-Off Academy, as they call JJ Murphy Boomer. That includes Mitchell Lynch, who's been in that mix at the X all season as well. We haven't seen him yet today. Meanwhile, spin move, the long pole, thought about it. That's Carlo Catalan, the junior. Another new player here to check in this third quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, he had the shot there. He was a good, 10, 12 yards open, nobody even on him, and he turned around and passed it off.
Cardinals looking to run some clock here in this second half with a running clock. Now 5 minutes to go, third quarter.
His time. Not sure what's going on.
That's again the official, Kerry Witten.
There a ball on the field?
Well, they pointed over to that far sideline. There may have been. And if so, I think that's the second instance we've seen here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, another ball somehow made its way onto the turf.
Yeah.
All right, ready to resume. Coming up on 4 minutes, third quarter. BG, 7 goals in the first quarter. Set the tone, scored the first 11 of the game before Bedford got on the board late in that first half at about the 4-minute mark in the second quarter. Halftime score was 12-1, and all 3 goals in this third quarter have come from Bouvier, Young, and Noah Zeman for BG. Here's Broderick off the switch. Long pole. Sheridan trying to steer him in one direction and forces an errant pass. This one approaching the 50-yard line. Up for grabs. Over. Tipped.
Yep.
Somebody had a foot on the line?
No, it was over and back. It did creep over the 50-yard line untouched, so that's an automatic.
Coach Cameron upset, I think, with Broderick as the youngster came to the sideline.
Yeah, either that or his poles for not getting their sticks out way in front, well before the 50-yard line. That's what you should be training your guys to do, and I'm sure he's done that, and it just didn't get executed.
Meanwhile, the Cardinals are warming up another goaltender. It's the freshman Liam O'Keefe. And, of course, is Brian Cameron, the Rutgers senior. Coach's son comes back every June to help out on the sideline, a member of a couple of championship teams in his own right back with BG.
Yeah, had a nice conversation with him before the game.
Shot,
there it
score.
Is.
Wow. On the run to his right. It's going to produce the second Bedford goal. Blazing individual move. Who was that, Roger?
I'm trying to get
I can't get the number. I think it was Zach Griffin. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Number
17?
It was Roberto. I think it was Roberto. No, you're right. It was. Yep.
There's Griffin on his way and then able to beat the goaltender to his right. By the way, that's Connerty is back in for BG. So coach has been kind of shuffling.
That should be the
goaltenders. Right? Is that number 9?
I'm looking here.
Meanwhile, another Bulldog face-off win.
No, it's still
advance it to the cage. They come near side. Yeah, you're right. It is still number 19, William Murphy in net. Good strip by the Cardinal defense near the cage, but I think Kukalachis just stepped out of bounds. He did. Along this near sideline, or did Coach Cameron bail him out with a timeout?
I
think we have a timeout.
Yeah, he must have.
Just before this player went out of bounds, the old ball coach is going to burn his first time out of the second half. So we get another look here. Not sure, obviously, where the timeout was granted, but good job by Bedford trying to force the turnover along the boundary. There's Coach Cameron looking for ring number 11. Trying to equal Phil Jackson and Bill Russell in the hardware department.
So let me finish my thought about Brian. As you mentioned, had a nice conversation with him. Was fortunate enough to talk to him a few times through social media, during the playoffs, and great young man. Has come a long way from when I coached him when he was a little tiny kid, and have certainly watched him mature and just become a fine young man, fine lacrosse player. Has his hopes on maybe getting into the PLL next year after his final season. at Rutgers because he does have another year of eligibility. And, he may go follow his dad's footsteps and do coaching like we've seen with a lot of other BG alum.
Yeah, that includes, of course, the guy we saw the other day, Dom St. Laurent.
Yep.
Now head coach at Hollis Brookline. All right, another whistle here, immediately coming out of the timeout. Clock still ticking with a minute and a half to go. Not sure what that was about.
Had to have been a procedure call.
Yeah. Not a big deal either way. Is BG now ready to start? Trying to extend this 15-2 lead. I don't think there's a starter still on the field here for Bishop Guertin.
Hughes on the far side. He's not a starter, but he saw a lot of time as a second mid.
Same with Young here, who's got the ball.
Yeah.
Young goes across. That one pops out of the stick of Hughes. It's backed up, though, and they find a man in the middle. Trying to S-dodge his way to the cage. Emerson Warren, Jr. stepping on to the turf for the first time. This one turned over, though, over to Bedford now with the final 45 seconds still in front here in the third quarter. Short pass, and here he comes. This is again Griffin. Griffin gives it up. Looked like Elijah Gregson took his eye off it. The senior attackman perhaps thinking about some glory there near the goal, never quite reeled it in.
Yeah, Elijah hasn't seen a lot of time this year, and I think he thought that there was going to be a rip shot there, and he just did, as you said, he took his eye off it completely.
Final 15 seconds here of the third quarter. Just enough time maybe for the Cardinals to get one more. Flag here. Penalty on the way against Bedford. And meanwhile, some trash talking here. Players having to be separated, both Kerr and Micah Dunsmore in each other's faces.
Yeah.
Right in front of the referee. They're going to blow it dead here at the end of the third quarter and try to sort out the penalty here. Coach Johansmeyer is furious along the Bedford sideline. All right, we'll step aside, come back with the fourth quarter. BG rolling, hoping to punch their ticket to the semifinals when we return. Fourth quarter next. You're watching the quarterfinals of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, this one has been all BG this afternoon. The Cardinals out in front to begin this fourth quarter by a score of 15-2 over Bedford. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. It's the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I quarterfinals. The winner will take on Pinkerton on Wednesday night in Exeter. We'll have live coverage of that for you in conjunction with our friends over at the NFHS Network. Cardinals scored their first goal 11 seconds in and had a 2-0 lead after just a minute. Goals from Murphy off the opening faceoff, and then Connor Bouvier. Caleb Young made it 3-0. And then 6 seconds later, again Murphy off the faceoff made it 4-0 with 4 minutes gone by. That led to the first Bedford timeout. Bulldogs swallowed a penalty, killed it off, but then Tim Kiley scored a even strength goal midway through the first to make it 5-0 BG, and then two more over the final 4 minutes and 30 seconds. One from Jake Karen, the other from Quinton Seipel. 7-0 BG after one. Early second quarter, Seipel second, comes just 34 seconds in. 8-0 home team at that point, and then Brady Dumont, the sophomore, scores 3 more for BG in a row, one of them on the man up. 11-0 Cardinals.
So that's going to be a EMO goal for Bishop Guertin as Joey Michael was serving an illegal body check.
Yeah, that was,
penalty.
by the way, I was going to get to that. Murphy, or rather Michael, caught the penalty there at the tail end of the quarter as we get a tough angle shot there on the EMO. That's the second man-up goal tonight for the home team, the Cardinals. Anyway, it was 11-zip before BG finally surrendered a goal. Bedford's Luke Purnell, the freshman, made it 11-1. Kylie got it right back a minute later. 12-1 was our halftime score, and then more domination for the defending champs in that third quarter. Bouvier, Young, Noah Zeman made it 15-1 before Bedford gets a second from Zach Griffin. And then, as we just saw a moment ago, early in this fourth quarter, another man-up goal to make it 16-2, and that is where we are here with BG perhaps already beginning to formulate a game plan for Pinkerton on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's. I think the game plan's probably already in effect. But good to see that he can go down the roster of 35 here for the playoffs and give these guys some time. They've worked hard all year, too, so nice to have them get a taste of the playoffs.
Yeah, some of these reserves who have played well, too.
Mm-hmm.
So far, at least in the second half. Hughes to the right. Just over 2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Earlier today, Pinkerton dispatched of Nashua South 15-3. Astros looked very good in the second half, particularly holding the Purple Panthers off the scoreboard for the final 33 minutes. And that's a rivalry, maybe not the hottest right now, Roger, but BG Pinkerton certainly has the most tradition when it comes to rivalries in the state. Score this one near the cage for Rylan Jolicoeur, the senior headed to Riviere down the road here in Nashua to continue his career at the next level. Got a rise out of the bench there as Jolicoeur makes it 17-2.
Yeah, and again, good for these guys to see some time and, get a little bit of glory.
So Jolicoeur makes it 17-2. Good rotation by the attack to set up that goal at the doorstep. So if Murphy, presumably done at the X, Roger, what he finished up at today? I think he was perfect, right?
He was perfect. I have him, he would have been 17-0 at the time Zeman came in. Now, Zeman came in for a quickie there, and then Murphy came back out for a couple more before Zeman did his thing. So actually, he would have been 16-0.
So Frank went 22-0, and then Murphy goes 16-0. So those two a combined 38-0, if my West High math is correct.
There you go.
Pretty impressive. Those two earning their reputations for what they are as the best two statewide. Meanwhile, this shot is wide.
New goalie.
Yep. As we saw him warming up earlier, no surprise, Liam O'Keefe, the freshman. Now, I heard one scouting report rank him as perhaps a top 5 freshman goalie nationwide.
Really? I will, now you've just given me something more to research.
There you go. And no pressure on the youngster or anything, but we'll keep an eye here for the final 7 minutes on how he holds up. It looked like a stop there, Roger.
Yeah, it sure
and he
did.
looks like he tracks it down off the bounce as well. No problem. And an on-point outlet pass as well to that far sideline. Cardinals looking to run. They come back middle for Young. Near side for Hughes. And a good job by the Bulldog defense to recover as the attack will pull it back out as we near the midway point, fourth quarter.
Now, one of my good friends and colleagues, Kyle Devitt, who writes for New England Lacrosse Journal, assistant coach up at Hopkinton, he will he will certainly know, so I can bounce that off.
There you go. He's an old friend of ours from FNL Lacrosse back in the day. Speaking of the show, we're back on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Roger will join us, Coach Cameron in studio. Lot to go over, including a full recap of this one here, which has been dominated, keyword of the day, by the Cardinals. Inside of 6 minutes regulation. Ooh. Young with an ankle-breaking move, but another stop in net for Bedford's Desmond, who has held his own today. Roger, how many saves for the senior?
Yeah, he's only got 9 saves, but he seems to have figured in a lot of scrapes and misplays and things like that.
And 9's nothing to sneeze at against BG.
No, you look how many shots he's seen.
Right. Meanwhile,
good take.
This one set aside at the last moment. Sheridan looking to get in on the party for Bedford. BG wins the foot race, takes over. Outlet from O'Keefe, handled in the middle of the field by Robert Canaway III. And Junior gets it over to Hughes, and now again the Cardinals looking to set up shop with 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that shot by the Bulldogs there was actually Ryan Burge, junior attackman, who did not see a lot of time this year. So now Coach Johansmeyer starting to empty his bench a little, give him a taste.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the end of the road for the Bedford seniors.
Yeah, the big one that's going to hurt there is going to be Parker Hendershon.
Yeah, Joe Michael, another one. Both of those guys named captains. And, of course, in the net, Matt Desmond, the senior. Good to hear he's going to continue to play at Southern New Hampshire. Meanwhile, is that Broderick? It is.
Yes, it
number
is.
15 in white. Able to step in and go 5-hole. That's the sophomore showing the placement there. Able to beat Desmond low to make it 18-2.
Another bounce shot. I like what I'm seeing the last couple weeks.
Great placement.
Defender fell down, left him wide open. Desmond looked a little bit out of position there, maybe screening a little bit too much to his left side and hugging the post. Should have been maybe a little more centered in the cage there. Looked more like a kick-out hockey save attempt, but hey, give it to Broderick.
Been working hard today. He's played well most of the year for Coach Cameron, and he scores for the first time in this quarterfinal. Cardinals back to work on the offensive end as we tick down towards 3 minutes. So as I said, Roger, it is going to be BG Pinkerton Wednesday. That's just the latest chapter in that rivalry, which was really cooking before the COVID-19 situation.
Yeah.
Kind of reset everything. They had met, I think, every year since 2011, maybe, somewhere in there.
I can look it up.
Up until the COVID-19 situation canceled the 2020 season. Pinkerton had won 3 of the previous 5, led by longtime head coach Brian O'Reilly. And then, of course, we get through the COVID-19 situation and resume play last year in 2021. And Pinkerton is, quote-unquote, upset in the semis by Exeter for the first time in a long time, and we get a BG Exeter final instead. And again, we know BG and Pinkerton won't meet in the final. They'll meet in the semifinal, and we'll have that for you right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS network on Wednesday night.
Yeah, the NHIAA website shows that it's been Pinkerton, Bishop Guertin all the way back to 2013. And then
who was that?
The year before that was the first time or the last time BG faced someone else. Hanover
in 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I believe, and my son and I were talking about this yesterday, I believe that semifinal game in 2012 was a game against Pinkerton, and Brian O'Reilly, I believe, threw zone at Bishop Guertin, and the score was like 5-3 or 2-1 or something just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was like, where did that come from? And I think it was that year. Brandon claims it was the year that they played Hanover in the finals, so it must have been 2012.
Meanwhile, clock has ticked down to a minute here at Stello Stadium. 18-2 remains the score. These Cardinals reserve still working hard here on the attack. Bedford, they've still got some seniors and some starters on the field. Clock moving down to 45 seconds.
But, if you look back on these scores, too, going back to 2013, they've been 1- and 2-goal games for the most part.
Yeah,
really,
a couple
very
of classics.
close.
Yeah, I can remember calling a few of those between Pinkerton and BG that really came down to the final couple of minutes and could have gone either way. Here's Michael, the shot, it won't get through. A flag is going to fly. Players still going hard here with 20 seconds. This one whistled up, and we have one more call, it looks like, on the way from the official, Kerry Whitten.
It's going to be Michael again by the looks. That's his third.
Clock continuing to tick.
That's going to be a slash.
That's going to be it, as well as the clock is going to run out. BG showing you why they're the defending champions. The Cardinals, no problem with Bedford this afternoon. 18-2 is the final. They go back to the semifinals where they will face Pinkerton on Wednesday night. Impressive in a number of areas. A team win as BG remains unbeaten against in-state competition heading into the semis.
Yeah, this for the Bulldogs, this started off ugly. It ended ugly, and there was nothing really to be positive about in between. They don't match up well with BG, and this could have been a whole lot worse, as the final score. But it'll be an interesting battle on Wednesday between Pinkerton and Bishop Guertin. And we don't know who the matchup in the other bracket is going to be against Exeter, whether that's going to be Londonderry or Merrimack. But looks like we're three-quarters of the way into our Final Four in D1.
Yeah, we know Exeter won, top seed. They advanced without a problem with a win over Concord earlier today. And we saw Pinkerton beat Nashua South. BG tops Bedford here. The only other quarterfinal matchup is the 4-5 game between Merrimack and Londonderry. We will see if we can hunt down some info for you on that front, plus all the other scores coming up as we take a look at the tournament scoreboard in just a moment. Post-game next, 18-2 the final, BG over Bedford. You are watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I quarterfinals right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
18-2 is our final. Bishop Guertin, a big win. The defending champs stay unbeaten against in-state competition as they eliminate Bedford here in the quarterfinals. Cardinals will take on Pinkerton in the semifinals Wednesday. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. Hope you've enjoyed our doubleheader here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance. Earlier today, we saw Pinkerton beat Nashua South by a final of 15-3. This one went the Cardinals' way really from the get-go. They won the opening face-off, and then 11 seconds later, the senior face-off man, J.J. Murphy, scores to make it 1-0 BG. And it was 2-0 with only a minute gone by. Connor Bouvier able to light the lamp to make it 2-0. Caleb Young, 3 minutes later, made it 3-0. And then 6 seconds after that, Murphy gets his second goal again off the face-off. That was enough for Coach Jo Hansmeyer. The Bedford coach calls his first time out to try and stop the bleeding, but Bulldogs commit a penalty midway through that first quarter and were actually able to kill it off. But then seconds later, Tim Kiley gets an even-strength goal to make it 5-0. Two more in the final 5 minutes for BG of that first quarter. Jacob Karen, Quentin Seipel in that order. 7-0 was our score heading into the second quarter. And then just 34 seconds in, Seipel gets his second to make it 8-0. And then quite a run here put on by the sophomore Brady Dumont as he scores 3 in a row. The first was a man up. 9-0, 10-0, 11-0, and that streak finally was snapped by Bedford freshman Luke Purnell, who scored at the 4-minute mark to make it 11-1. Kiley scores a minute later to reestablish the big lead, 12-1. That was our halftime score. Minutes into the second half, Bouvier scores again to trigger the running clock. 13-1 at that point. Young, 2 minutes later, makes it 14-1. Noah Zeman, who took over at X for J.J. Murphy after Murphy went 16 for 16. Well, he picked up where his mentor, so to speak, left off, won the face-off, and then scored to make it 15-1. Bedford gets a goal from Zach Griffin at the tail end of that third quarter. 15-2 was our score going into the fourth. And then BG scores 3 more times, one on the man up, and then reserves Ryan Jollicoeur and Kevin Broderick finish off the Bulldogs. 18-2 is our final. Pinkerton and BG get ready for their annual, or seemingly annual, postseason matchup coming up in the semifinals on Wednesday. Bedford's season, on the boys' side at least, has come to an end.
Yeah, disappointing way to end the season. It kind of sews up and sums up, an 8-8 season as a result. And they really were never in this game today. They were tired, and like the Cardinals do in almost every game they play, where they are ahead, they just wear you down to nothing. And that's the final. But it's going to be an interesting off season for the Bulldogs to see what they can do. They seem to lose quality players every year to schools like Derryfield and some of the private schools as well as BG. We'll see what they can do to regroup and, try and, go up from here. Bishop Guertin, they're on a tear. I don't know where their future is going to end up, but it certainly looks like we're headed towards a big clash, at least with them in the finals with whomever. But I think the Astros.
I think Baker would disagree. They look
that's
good
where
today.
I was heading. That's where I was heading because the Astros showed us something today.
Right.
They got Gallo back. They got some good players back. I think the loss of Cam Leeds. Is
still hurts,
potentially going to hurt them on defense. But guys like Kyle Zern and others on defense, they shine today, and I think it's going to be a different game than it was during the season.
We know this. I think neither team is going to get that built-in advantage possession-wise because the two best face-off men in the state are going to go nose to nose.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most intriguing thing about what remains in the Division I playoffs is we've been kind of, you can't say circle it because it wasn't etched in stone, but I think you and I have talked about it many, many times this year about what would it look like if J.J. Murphy was playing, head-to-head against Cole Frank? So could be very, very interesting, and might be one of those situations like you see many, many times in sports where the best game of the season isn't necessarily in the finals. It's maybe in the semifinals.
Well, it could be. Could
so
play
we'll
out
see.
like that. Exeter, of course, is the top seed overall. Just the one blemish for the Blue Hawks. That was a loss against Bishop Guertin early in the season, and they will be on the other half of the bracket in the semifinals. They beat Concord handily today, and now we'll await the winner of Londonderry and Merrimack. And I don't believe we have a score update for them, do we?
No, I don't think they've even started yet. No, they're a 5 o'clock start, and where are we?
So they may just be underway now. But
yeah, maybe I have time to get over and get that game in. Let's see.
Well, I don't think the wife would appreciate that.
I got to go that direction anyways.
Oh, there you go. A quick pit stop. All right. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., we're on the air. FNL Lacrosse is presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Coach Cameron in studio. We'll touch base with Roger. We'll set up some interviews with both players and coaches and take a look at the weekend that was and the week ahead. So all of that coming your way tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I want to thank Bishop Guertin Athletic Director Ryan Brown, doing a great job as usual down there on the field and giving us the green light up here in the booth. We appreciate that. Our sponsors, of course, Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, New Hampshire iPhone Repair, the New Hampshire Tomahawks, the Dead River Company, and the Bean Group and Roger Howe Real Estate. We appreciate all your support all season. Want to thank our crew here on the ground as well. The three-headed monster in effect this afternoon. John Barron, Craig Incardoni, and Matt Beals working the cameras, doing a great job as usual. And, of course, the man putting it all together, our director, the man behind the curtain, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. That's Ben Beals, and, of course, the big man in the big chair, the unseen hand executive producer, Steve Beals. For my partner, Roger Howe, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Bishop Guertin 18, Bedford 2. This has been a presentation of the quarterfinals of the 2022 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.